I'm meteorologist Carly Gomez, and we are tracking fire weather concerns for your weekend. Halloween weekend is ahead, and those strong wind gusts are moving in from the north as we move into the early morning hours of your Saturday. Not only are we starting off with very clear skies and cold temperatures, but the winds will begin to move in as it comes in from the north, heading from areas of Redding all the way down to the Central Valley. We are seeing those fire weather warnings in effect until Sunday, 5 p.m. Most of the fire concerns, though, are going to be for the west side of the valley into areas of the coastal range and portions of the foothills. Now, a wind advisory is also in effect, and we'll be looking at winds about 15 to 25 mile per hour sustained winds with gusts as high as 30 to 45 miles per hour. Now, the big impact here not only are the winds and the potential to see power outages, but of course, if a spark does happen, that will move very rapidly with these winds. Now, we're also accompanying that with the humidity levels down to about 10 to 20%. Overnight recoveries could be around 30 to 40%, but still very dry conditions. The only saving grace we really have here is that we did get recent rain. This week, we saw quite a bit of rain moving into areas of the foothills and into areas, portions of the High Sierra that did get that nice dusting of snow. We saw as much as 2 to even almost 4 inches of snowfall for areas like Soda Springs. So that's some good news. We have some soil moisture. For a lot of areas just toward the coastal range, we didn't get quite as much of that rain. So that's the area of concern here with low humidity levels as well as those strong wind gusts. Now, talking winds, we'll start seeing things picking up by mid-morning hours, looking at about 5 to 10 miles per hour winds here, hour per hour winds here, I should say, up and down I-5 as we get to about 10 a.m. Finally, we're seeing some of those strong winds moving into the coastal range first. Getting into the afternoon hours and evening, we really see more widespread winds pushing through. And take a look, you are looking at about 20 to 30 mile per hour winds. Now, the wind gusts in that kind of a pinkish shade here could be anywhere from 30 to 40 mile per hour wind gusts. And again, the strongest areas of concern for the fire weather, of course, are going to be areas around Fairfield and north of that into these coastal range spots where we are seeing big grassland areas, but strong wind gusts as well. We'll start to see the winds really picking up into the overnight early morning hours, especially for the foothills and the High Sierra. As you notice here, most of the strong winds move up and then eventually down the slopes here into those foothills. These strong wind gusts could get up to about 50 to even 60 miles per hour. You can see those purple areas there, those ridges, those canyons, those areas where we're seeing crevices. That's where we can also see the strongest gusts pushing south. So in the middle of the night, not favorable, not something we want to see, but something you need to be prepared for potentially if we do see a fire take off there. Strong wind gusts also for the coastal range. Finally, moving into Sunday, this is where we see things expire into your evening hours, and then things should start slowing down as we kick off the work week. Now, of course, preventing a spark is the most important thing in this situation. Of course, metal blades and rocks do not mix. They do start fires. Try to take a weekend off. Enjoy yourself and relax. No mowing the lawns, especially not over dry grass or weeds. Watch for dragging vehicle parts. I know a lot of people have plans over the weekends, want to take the RVs out, the boats, whatever it may be. Please watch for those parts and properly dispose of cigarettes and matches. We can't say that enough, especially those bonfires, maybe in the backyards, things like that. Keep everything away. And another thing I want to mention quickly is that when we get these strong winds, I know it's Halloween weekend and all the decorations around, we want to pull those as quick as possible, as we don't want those to start whipping around, maybe breaking windows as well. Bring in some lawn furniture, anything in the patio furniture, kind of keeping it protected for you. All right, let's talk wildfire emergency. In case something does break out, make sure you are prepared. This is a strong wind event, something we really haven't seen for most of the summer. And I mean, now it's coming. We typically do get them in September and October, but because we've been getting quite a bit of rain, we haven't quite seen the strong wind events, which has been great. But also a reminder to get the survival needs ready, the first aid kit, medicine, food, water for at least 3 days, the important documents you may need, as well as your go bag. That's anything you may need, including medicine. So please make sure you have that by the door, something ready to get and go, especially as these winds are really going to be picking up in the overnight hours for areas of those foothills. And remember your pets, they do need food as well as their medicine and their needs. All right, let's talk about this weekend and moving into next week. Not only are we dealing with those gusty winds and the fire weather warning, but we're getting those cold overnight lows. Temperatures dropping even below 40 degrees, so in the 30s there for a lot of spots. We did see that early morning Friday, 37 degrees for areas around Sacramento with 34 in Fairfield. Cold temperatures moving across the Pacific Northwest and dragging into Northern California with windy conditions also pushing into your Saturday morning. As those winds move in, it's drawing things out as well. Most of that coming in over land, those winds instead of the ocean, which means we're lacking some moisture we would typically pick up when winds push over water. Now, as we move on into next week, we do have one shot here at seeing maybe potential for some showers moving in. They may be light and they may actually just remain north of Sacramento. Thursday, 11 p.m., we start to see a line of showers off the coastline there. So moving into our Friday morning, we may have the best shot to see some more showers in the forecast then. We're still about a week away, so we have to wait and see whether or not the system develops enough to bring showers our way or whether or not it's going to stay further north. Taking a look at the foothills, temperature is going to be in these mid to low 60s for most areas of the foothills for your Saturday, but overnight lows mid 30s in Sonora, Groveland, Twain Harte, 32 degrees with Arnold at 31, 35 degrees overnight in Pollock Pines. Now in the Bay Area, those mid to upper 60s from San Francisco to Oakland. And you're seeing Vallejo there at 72. But again, overnight lows much cooler as you head into the valley and much colder with 38 in Fairfield as well as Rio Vista. Into the overnight hours, we are looking at temperatures around 35 overnight in Galt with 36 in Elk Grove. But highs for the weekend will be right around these upper 60s and low 70s. So pushing into the weekend, we are going to continue to see these colder temperatures overnight, but continuing to get mild conditions, still below average for this time of year, though. We typically see about 75 degrees. The average temperature, we're now looking at about low 70s. And then there's our best shot to see more showers back in the forecast that following Friday.